Good morning, good morning. Been going down since yesterday? Jeez, yeah. Was up 700 after one trade. Very nice. That's what we like to hear. So far we got a little push. And then a little dump. Off the open. Hasn't really gone anywhere just yet. Should start checking Asia, man. Yeah, we had some decent move during Asia. Nice little push down and then reversal back up to yesterday's low. Doesn't even make me want to trade New York. Dude, low key. I mean, even like London session, it's like the market's been moving and then the New York session starts and we just go up one candle, down one candle, and then now we have a couple green candles. If you look at the 5-minute, it's literally like just a fat doji candle. Like even London is better than New York. Recently, anyways. I might have to trade some Asia. Let's see. Alright, a little push through yesterday's low. That's what this blue line is. Might get a nice retest off of it.
Order submitted.
Or the sellers are gonna pick up and leave me in the dust. In which case we will not be getting a retest. I might take a trade today if it's a decent setup. That's valid. That's valid. Trying to figure out why the market's been going down lately. I'm sure Tech Fluke could explain that. I have like some theories and stuff, but also I'm not always the best at keeping track of everything. It could be. We were at all-time highs for a little while. So it might just be finally dumping a little bit, pulling back. It could also be slightly related to like the government shutdown.
Order filled.
Hey, nice little bounce, quick break even. I don't want to lock in like.
Target filled.
Okay, well we're chilling up 250. Just nice little retest, nice little trade to start the day. We don't even have that many viewers right now. We got like 4. Yeah, that was quick. Quick break even and then quick profit target. We'll take it. Definitely not going to complain about that. Yeah, I think we are getting a little bit of that momentum back that we've been lacking recently. We're starting the day off with some decent ATR as well. There's a couple times like last week or the week before we had like, 11 or a 12 or at the open. But now we have like a 20, which is actually like pretty reasonable. So daddy's like, yeah, oh, well, good to know. Oh, tired this morning. Pretty big pullback here, though. Definitely makes me wonder how strong it is if we're gonna push these highs potentially. We still have, what is it, like 7 minutes till the 15-minute opening range, as well as a little bit of news. So gotta watch out for that. Final services PMI. I don't know if the 45 news will do too much, but the top of the hour probably do a little bit more. So let's definitely be cautious of that. Also, someone in chat was saying yesterday that the ADP employment change was going to be a big deal. I can't remember who that was, but I don't think we really did anything at 6:30 this morning. Or I mean 6:15. Yeah, the candle at 6:15 was a week. But we do got some more news coming up. We do have, actually might have a little news at 9 o'clock. Maybe sweep through the shorts today. It could make sense. Kind of push the overnight low and then get another nice push up. Or we take out the overnight highs and then we just like keep dumping potentially. Again, that's kind of how the market used to move earlier this year than like last year. We basically sweep the overnight high or the low, and then we just like get a reversal to the opposite direction. So the overnight highs right here. Grisel, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Looks like Trump's supposed to be speaking today as well. Sometime. Like 11. Something like that. A little pullback. Seems like we're still a little indecisive here. The female Gatsby, thank you for the follow. So far, kind of chopping, which can't be too surprised with how the price has been moving recently. But I was hoping we get a little bit better movement today. Got decent, good ATR, good volatility. We did get that nice move and retest off the low here, but then went all the way back up here. Now the way back down, we might be chopping. I'm just waiting. We're waiting right now. We're either waiting for market to take the highs up here or the lows here and then give us a little bit of a trend. That's what I'm looking for anyways. Back and forth. Yeah, pretty much. We need to start taking out highs and liquidity so we can actually do something here. We did have some decent price action, but then we just, we kind of hit up here and then came back down. Failed to take the highs here, failed to take the lows. Kind of looking like we're gonna chop. But before that, we were kind of making lower highs and lower lows down to here. So it had some potential, and now it's looking not so great, unfortunately. It is 7:45 though. I forgot to mention that. A little bit of news right now, but it does not look like it's really doing much. More news in 14 minutes though. That'll probably do a little bit more. So I imagine we might kind of shop around until 8 o'clock. Just for the news. Maybe not, but it would make sense. Mark doesn't quite know what to do. Might wait around for something else to happen. Or B plus for value gaps. I mean, yeah, I've got that on the screen. I don't quite trade based off that, like those things kind of together, but I do keep an eye on both those things, yes. So we are finally getting pushed to the highs. Could be taking out the overnight high here. We already took out London. Might go for a retest on this area, 15-minute range high as well as London, but also possibly the overnight highs as well. Looking kind of nice. See if we get a nice close above this.
Order submitted. Order filled.
That's probably good. We're struggling there a little bit. We were up 5 points. Got 5 points again. Just kind of looking for a break even, but we can't quite get above 5 points. There we go. We'll go break even on that. Oh, there's the push.
Target filled.
And the target fill. Well, there we go. Can't complain about that. Nice, another nice retest. Now we're up 488 on this account. Another great trade and retest. It's only 7:49. It's nice and early. Don't even have to trade too much more than that today. We're kind of chilling. See what other things we got. I'll take a trade on this other account if we get the chance. Man, it was beautiful. Beautiful chat. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering why I took that trade, this is the 1 minute chart on NQ. We had this blue line, which is the overnight high. If we zoom out, you can see it's just the high during the overnight sessions. And then we closed above it. And we came back down, and then we retested and got a little push. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. I like to keep it simple as well, so it's perfect for me. Very good trade. Got a quick long. Nice. Up 950. That's what I like to hear. I'm up 488. Got another nice little retest off the overnight highs. And we're kind of just chilling. Low key, like, depending on what else happens. I mean, on this account, kind of till the end of the day, because we only really need 400, 500 on a 50K account to keep making progress. I think, yeah, we're almost up 2K on this account. So, probably gonna get funded here soon on this one. Yes, sir. What are you watching? This is NQ Futures. The moment was back. Yes, sir. Yeah, it looks like we weren't quite being after all. It did look like we kind of were at first, but it looks like we kind of just swept some of these lows and then made this high here, higher low, and then we broke these highs and we just kind of getting a little push up now. Bit of momentum, which is definitely what we like to see. Very, very nice. Manipulation is so fierce. Oh, always, always. Especially with futures. My original thesis was a break to the upside. 2 fake downward pumps. I mean, that's kind of what we got. 2 little attempts to kind of go lower. Double pump fake off the open like Kobe. Yeah, facts. Tried it once, kind of failed. Tried again. Held right here, and now we're breaking the highs. And now we're soaring. I thought we might make our way down a little bit lower, maybe take out like the London low for some liquidity and then make the move up, but we didn't quite get down that far. We got past yesterday's low, had a nice little retest, and then made our way back up, retest off the overnight high, and now we're just going up. No mercy. It's not even giving us much of a pullback. Maybe right here though, maybe. Pullback right here, down in the 90 EMA, build out a bull flag. Could be kind of nice. The The 15-minute move for the long was great too. Oh, it was great. 2 pumps. They don't usually do that. Gotcha. Bull flags in the big 2025. Yes, sir. They've been making money. Don't know where you've been, but they still work. I'm not every day, not every time, but so far we're not been making any. But when we do make some, they do be working. A little bit better than that ICT stuff too. But I still keep my eye on the fair value gaps, don't worry. I just don't really use them to trade too much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whatever makes money. So it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds till news. Still just going up though. Tapping in, I'm short. Oh, you're short, Dylan. Well, good luck with that. So far, we're just pumping up. But as I say that, we're getting a little pullback, so you might know what you're talking about. Yeah, 2 pumps is crazy. Yeah, usually that's why I kind of noticed as well. Usually just one fake dump, kind of take out some sort of level, right? Some liquidity or like lows down here. Possibly again like the overnight lows or London lows, just to kind of like take out that level and then push back up. All right, here's news. That was the craziest candle kind of opening I've ever seen. Maybe not ever, but we closed this previous candle up here, and then we opened this candle down here. That was kind of wild. So I gotta be a little careful with the news. It can get ugly real quick. Even if it doesn't go anywhere crazy. Because still the candle's not technically really doing much. Like obviously we're not dumping or pumping super hard. In fact, we've not really moved, but the fact that like we can do stuff like that like really quick can still be dangerous and can still mess with a lot of people's trades and orders and stuff. Prop firms are taking money from the market. They're considering getting rid of PDT. You have to remind me what PDT is. Is that like... I did look it up though. I'm guessing this is what you're talking about, but the pattern day trader rule, which is like we have to have a minimum balance of $25,000 for traders to execute like 4 more trades within a 5-day period. Okay, that is what you're talking about. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, because that would make it so a lot of people could actually trade, like day trade normal stocks without needing $25,000 of capital, which could be quite appealing. But yeah, people usually go to futures for the leverage, because even if you're not using prop firms, you still can like trade with $2,000 to $5,000. But prop firms make it even easier. So yeah, a lot of people just go straight to prop futures because you pay your 50 to 100 bucks, and you got a prop firm account. Short from 681, nice 570. Oh, let's go. Yeah, you called that short out. The news was probably a little scary for you, but it looks like you got that nice little pullback. You simply use a cash account to go around PDT. A lot of people go straight to prop, pay for the sim. No one is making money from newbies. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about that the other day. Because yeah, if everyone's going to like prop firms and futures or even like other stuff, there's definitely not a lot of traders actually trading the market. At least, especially the newbies, for sure. But that might be a nice change for people that aren't quite ready for futures. It looks like the 5-minute setup is kind of there on the ES. It looks like we're like about 3 points away from the 21 EMA, it looks like. Unless I have my colors wrong. Oh no, that's the 9. I don't have the 21 on the ES chart. Never mind. The other line's VWAP. Also, I'll have this as well. Looks like NQ is still a little far away from the 5 EMA, so it's not quite there on NQ. They pay to use a sim, no money in the market. Exactly. No liquidity. You low-key could have made over 1K had you held. Why you sold within a minute? I mean, the same reason I sold within a minute down here. See, I sold right here off this overnight, not overnight low. It was yesterday's low. But I got my 12.5 points, which is my strat based on my risk management and just what I'm going for. And on this trade, I could have made a little bit more. But if I was holding for $1,000, I would have lost this trade, right? But instead, I won this trade, and I won this trade. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, right? There's always the shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Shoulda held. But if I was down here, you would have been saying should have locked in 250 or should have took profit, right? Shouldn't go for 250 on each setup and risk 250 also. Typically, yeah, unless the volatility changes. But then I'll probably size down. Yeah, right now I've been going for a 1-to-1. That's what I kind of like. At least for this strategy specifically. But I do have some other ones, and I have been trying some different things as well. But typically, just keep it simple. 1-to-1, 250. I win or lose. Maybe I go break even. and it's been working very well last like week or so. But obviously beyond that, but especially the last week or two. For those of you who have been tuning into the live, this is my 4th day in a row where I catch 2 wins like this on this account. I'm up 488, and then I'm done on this account anyways. Still looking for some more trades on my other accounts. Honestly, I can't trade ES or SPY without more than 1 chance a day. Yeah, that's how like some of my other strategies are, like the one I trade on the 5-minute. I'm lucky to get like 1 setup a day, if that. That's why I've been doing a little bit more with these kind of trades, because I can get 2, maybe 3, and then hopefully I get like 2 wins, and I'm kind of good on the day. Or maybe I get like some break evens or a loss or a win and something like that. But it seems to be working pretty well. I need some losses to burn because ESP doing sus stuff. Yeah, no, it's hard to make or get some good moves out of ES and even NQ. Just volatility, and sometimes the movement is whack. And that's another reason why get in and out in less than a minute, because then I can avoid a lot of the sus stuff. Right? I'm just looking for a little bounce off this level. We got the bounce, went break even, and then we got the push to my profit. I'm chilling. Same with this one. I think, I mean, yeah, it's like really just like 5-6 minutes after the open. And this trade was literally like 20 seconds, I think. Bounced perfectly off my level, and that's what I'm here for. In and out. Stay away from risk if I don't have to be exposed, right? Can't use my EMA strat on a cash count or under PDT. That makes sense. You need like $25,000 and probably doesn't work as well with typical stocks, I imagine. But maybe it does. I probably should keep an eye on other stocks more, but it's right, it's specifically made for futures, right? That's why I was kind of understanding. Right, with limited trades as well. Can't quite take 2 to 3 a day every single day of the week. Heck, you can barely make 1 a day without breaking that rule. It says 4 or more day trades within a 5 business day period. So that means you can only take like what, 3 trades in a week? I've been trying it these past 2 weeks. The manipulation tax is too high. Yeah, only 3 trades a week is crazy. So yeah, you gotta like pick and choose like 3 days of the week to like, or like 3 setups during the week, and hope it's the best trade or setup of the week. But even then, it's like, yeah, it's just not gonna kind of work. But wait, I am kind of curious. Okay, so you can buy and then sell within the same day. I'm looking at like a little chart of it. So it says 3 trades. That doesn't mean a trade is a round trip. Okay, that's AI's helping me here. A day trade is a round trip transaction. So it's not like you just buying as a trade and then selling as a trade. So you do get the buy and the sell in the same day. But still, it's like, yeah, you got to pick like your 3 best setups throughout the week and just hope they work out. Because typically, you're able to beat the odds a little bit better if you take more than just 3 and you don't pick and choose and you just take all of them. And then, assuming it's a good strategy, you're going to win more than you lose. But as soon as you start picking and choosing, like, oh, I'm going to not trade Monday, or I'm not going to trade Wednesday because of this, then the chances of you missing a winner and picking a loser are a lot higher. Or cash account, but you have to wait for your money to settle next day. Jeez. Swing trades opening you up to risk. Yep. On cash account, you can use the money once a day. So that's not bad, but still, like once a day, really putting all your money onto like one single setup. Alright, market not going anywhere quite yet. Kind of making a little range here potentially. In the meantime, I will be right back. All right, we're back. Market hasn't gone anywhere. I guess we technically have a little bear flag right here. Technically we took out this low, but don't know if it's the trade for me. Also, I'm already up 488, so probably gonna maybe switch to another account or maybe just look for some other setups, which might not happen today. We'll see. Looks like it's kind of breaking out there. Yeah, looks like it would have worked out quite nicely. Short at 659, stop loss 674, TP 624. Nice, looks like you're chilling so far. In a bit of profit. Looks like it is kind of holding here at the lows for now. Oh, there you go. Not quite at 24 yet, but you're pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. That should have hit your TP. Nice. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, that was a great trade. 59 down to 24. Killed it. The bear flag was great as well, if anyone took that. Even though it definitely wasn't necessarily the cleanest move down. Probably not what I normally would have taken, which is why I didn't. And we're still at the bottom of this range that we kind of were setting, so. Not bad. Up 1200 for the day, I'm done. Well, there you go. I'd be done the day if I was up 1200 as well. Cannot complain with that. I'll tap in tomorrow. Nice. I'll see you then. So we're making the move back up, kind of. That's what she said. Oh shoot. Sorry, a little distracted by something, but that was a good one. Looks like we actually kind of hold in the 15-minute EMA now. We're a couple points away. By a couple, I mean like 10. But it bounced pretty nicely. In the 5-minute, it got below it, but now we're back above it. So it could be, or probably was pretty good longs somewhere in here. Apple user, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. 5 minute kind of has a bull flag. It's not the prettiest. We got this big wick up here, but off the 90 MA, it's definitely looking pretty nice. Oh, we're still getting that push up on the 5 minute. Yeah, that would have been a good test off the EMAs, both 5 and 15 minute. So we're trying to push the highs here. This blue line is not actually anything. I think it's from yesterday. But it still could be a valid area of support or resistance, who knows. Yeah, kind of seeing here at the highs, little pullback now. It's almost like a double top. I think we did just barely sweep it. Just by an inch. Tracks, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. So it might be, I mean, this could be just a higher low, but also might make our way back down to the bottom of this range, which might mean we start chopping a little bit. Which would not be the prettiest. Yeah, we've had some good momentum. Hasn't been too bad of a day. Yeah, I could continue here, but I could start chopping around. We still have 30 minutes until 9 o'clock, or 11 o'clock Eastern, but could start chopping early today. We'll see. Expose FX, what's up? How's it going? Pivot points at 740 could be resistance. Yeah, definitely could be. About 40 points away still. So if we do make the move up, we'll get up there. Probably. For now, we're still kind of figuring things out. Still a little indecisive if we want to take the highs out and keep going up or not. You making money? Yes, sir. Up 488 on the day so far. I caught two nice trades right off the rip. Had this little retest short, just like 5 minutes into the day. And then we got another one just a little bit later, all before 8 o'clock. Not even 30 minutes after market open. Got two nice wins, and since then I've kind of had my hands off a little bit. Just since we haven't had the best moves since then. I did have a nice bear flag here. I didn't take it, but kind of saw the setup, and then it played out nicely. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. You'll figure out trading one day. Yeah, you're right. You're right. One day I'll figure it out. Traded a few times between 6 and 730 Euro USD. 1/2% return. Nice. Sounds like a pretty good return. %, in an hour is fair. Yeah, that checks out. I've just been used to futures, so I don't really think in terms of like percentage profits. I just kind of know profits based off like contracts, different things. What the? What's this? I don't know what a super GG is, but thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Survey mule. Hopefully I said that right. Thank you for the super GG. Say if you trade the EU futures. Gotcha. Yeah, a little bit different than like if you're trading, I mean, yeah, like Forex or even just normal stocks. It's like based off your account size, it's like, oh, I'm up 1% today, 5%, whatever, 10% over the month. It's like, oh yeah, like that's pretty solid. But yeah, with futures, it's kind of just like contracts, and it's like, oh, like I made profit, or like prop firms, it's like, oh, I made $1,000 on a 50K account. It's really good. But if you made $1,000 on like 150K account, it's kind of average. Yeah. Is there a simulator like this that you don't need money for practice? There is. You just need a trading platform like this is NinjaTrader, which is pretty good, pretty nice. I like it. Some people like other ones, but this is a pretty solid one. And unfortunately with futures, you do have to pay for the data to see the real-time price. But there are some free trials out there, like sometimes like Tradeovate or NinjaTrader will give you like a 7-day free trial. But yeah, if you like TradingView or NinjaTrader, some platform that you like, you just have to pay for the futures data, and then they give you like a practice account. So you can just go on there and practice and throw on orders and try things out. I think NinjaTrader would be one of the cheaper ones, because I think the data is only like $4 a month if you pick just the one with NQ and ES. It's relatively cheap. Love NinjaTrader 8. Yeah, no, I'm using it for a while now. There's some things I would change about it. Actually, I might make a video on that for my YouTube in a little bit, because I love NinjaTrader. But there's some things that like if it just made the changes, it'd be perfect. Or I might say the same thing about like Quantower. Like I like Quantower because it's just like simple and lightweight and like really easy to use for like beginners. But it's just missing a couple features that like if it had them, I'd probably be using over NinjaTrader. So pros and cons with every platform. NinjaTrader does seem to have a lot of good stuff going for it though. So that's why I use it. It's not the most complicated, but not the most simple. But simple enough for most people. Yeah, I do wish I could just drag my chart around without clicking the control button. That's my biggest problem with NinjaTrader. Is I have to click control before I can like move my chart like this. Otherwise it just goes left and right. That's what I like about TradingView or Quantower, is you can just click on the chart and you can just resize it and drag it however you want. It's definitely a little cleaner. But at the end of the day, I'm just here to execute trades, and that's what NinjaTrader does a good job at. Executing trades and all that fun stuff. Control or directly the direction. to move it. But yeah, I can just click and drag left to right, but I can't go up or down. And same with like price. I have to like click price and then drag down or up to stretch it. I can't like zoom in and out with my mouse wheel to like adjust the scale. I gotta click and drag both down here and up here. Not my favorite. Even if I click like control, it just like scrolls me, which is still a useful feature, but sometimes it takes a sec to like, you know, rescale or zoom in when I'm in a hurry. It's like, oh wait. But not the end of the world. And then, yeah, I click control, then I can finally go where I want. How much money do I need to get started once I learn? Hard to say. Definitely the more the better, just as far as keeping the risk relatively low. But like if you want like the bare minimum, if you get started with prop firms, which is what I'm doing, you're able to trade other people's money on like in a sim environment, and then if you usually pass a challenge and then you get funded, and then you can like start getting payouts based on your performance, which basically removes a lot of the risk of trading your own money. Well, basically all of it. And technically you only need like $50. Like right now, funding ticks. It's one of my favorite prop firms. That's one on the top of the screen. Funding ticks 20% off if you use my code. But it's actually 35% if it's your first time. And I think that brings one of their cheaper accounts down to like $50 for a $50,000 account. And that right there would probably be the bare minimum technically. Is you just need $50, buy a prop firm account, and then if you're good at trading, you'll pass it and get funded, get payouts. Start getting paid. Get paid thousands of dollars pretty easily. It's definitely a really good return on investment. But realistically speaking, I'd say you need probably a couple hundred or 1,000, just because then that gives you like a little bit of extra, right? You're able to blow up some accounts, lose some money, but still have some extra, learn from your mistakes, that kind of stuff. The way I kind of like to look at it is there's many lessons to be learned in trading. And your goal is to make those lessons as cheap as possible. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Can you explain challenges on prop firm accounts? I've only used my own cash accounts. Yeah, I'll do my best here. But basically, prop firms, I kind of explained it just barely, kind of the purpose and like what they do, but the challenge is just kind of like, it's basically proving to the prop firm that you can follow their rules and that you're a consistent trader. And then once you prove that, you get funded, and you're able to basically use that funded account to then make money. That's like the simplest way, but that might not answer all your questions. Are you required to make a minimum amount of trades? Yeah, so every firm has some different rules, and that's where it gets a little bit more complicated. But for example, I'll just explain the rules on this one, because again, every firm has different rules, and that's where it can be kind of tricky, and some people have different preferences. But every firm has different rules, but they're relatively the same. Retired CEO, thank you for the follow. But yeah, as far as like the minimum, typically you have to trade like some prop firms, you can pass it in a day. So all you need is like one trading day. But most require like 5 days, maybe 3, to pass the challenge. That 15-minute play would have been fat. I'm looking at it right now. It's looking nice. We do got a bit of chop now, but still going up. And yeah, if you would have got in, based on like, I mean, depending on how the candle was looking, I don't know when I exactly would have gotten in, but I imagine around like the 30s I might have gotten in. Would have been an easy 30 points up to like 60, 70 area. Especially if I held even longer. Josh, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. But yeah, minimum for the challenge, 3 to 5 days, I think. Some are a little bit longer, some are shorter. But again, I'll kind of refer to Funny Ticks just because that's the one I'm using. And the one that I have a code for, so you guys can get a discount. But based on this Funny Ticks account, I have to make $2,500 to then pass the challenge. And the rules I have to follow are I have to trade at least 5 days, I believe. Or maybe that's like the payout. Let me pull up the website. Let's just so I'm not pulling stuff out of nowhere and I'm quoting it wrong. Let's see. All right, so 50K account. So yeah, minimum trading days is 3 for, they call it the student accounts. So 3 days, but you can trade more days if you need. I typically trade more than 3. I don't try and pass as quickly as I can. I just try and trade, you know, consistently. But basically you have a maximum daily loss. Actually, no, you don't. In Funny Ticks, you do not have a maximum daily loss. So that is nice about Funny Ticks. Most prop firms, you do have a daily loss limit though. But you do have a max loss, which they call like the max trailing loss because it follows your profits, which is $2,000. So as you make money, you still can only lose $2,000. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky with prop firms because you basically are constantly being trailed by this loss limit of $2,000. So even if you make $1,000, you still can only lose like $2,000. So that's where prop firms can be tricky. The rules can definitely be a little much for you unless you're a very consistent trader. But the barrier to entry is really, really low, which that's the appeal of them. That's what makes it really nice and really great for new traders to get into trading. But yeah, $2,000 loss limit, and then the profit target is $2,500. So if you make $2,500, you get funded. And then you just follow the same rules once you are funded and have the master account. Follow the same rules. There's a couple other ones just once you're funded, but pretty much the exact same rules. And then once you hit like 2,500 or 3,000, you make some payouts. Actually, I think you can take payouts before then. I think you just need like 5 trading days with a certain amount of profit, and then you're able to take out some payouts. But you might need to reach kind of a minimum buffer of like 2,500 or 2,000 or something like that before you can take your first payout. What are the best journals for trading? That's a good question. I don't have any paid journals, but Funny Ticks actually has a really good journal built into their website. Like it keeps track of like every stat that there is. Like I can click on all my different accounts. Like I'm looking at one right now. Shows me my P&L, it's my start date, account size. It gives me like a score based off like risk to reward, consistency, and win rate. And then it gives me like my average win, my win ratio, average loss, profit target, different things. And then it shows me a calendar as well. Yeah, the Funny Ticks dashboard is really good. I mean, it's just as good as pretty much any paid one that you'd find out there. But yeah, that gives me all sorts of analysis. Short, long analysis, profitability, biggest win. And then yeah, it literally shows me a calendar just with like my P&L all of that day on the calendar. And you can see just all your individual trades and wins, losses, everything. It's really nice. Oh yeah, way better than Apex. How much profit do you get for the payouts from props? If you make 1K, how much of that is paid? So most prop firms, they say like 20 to 30% for taxes. Yeah. Most prop firms though, they do allow you to take a certain amount at first without the split. So obviously, like, you can't just make $1,000 and take out $1,000. You do have to like make a little bit of a buffer, and then sometimes there's some other things they have to do as well. And you can't always withdraw all of it. But for example, on this, or I'll just refer to Apex because that's I'm a little more familiar with. It's a little more cut and dry. Basically, on Apex, once you make like $3,000, you're able to take like a $2,000 payout. At least you were last year. I think they might have changed that a little bit. But let's use that as like a simple example. So once you have your propfirm account, or your funded account, you make $3,000 on a 50K account, you take a $2,000 payout. But to answer your question again, for the first, like, most prop firms, they allow you like your first like 10,000, 15,000, maybe even like 20,000. I think Apex it's like 25,000 unless they changed it since I traded with them last. Your first like $25,000, they don't take a split from that, so you get 100% of the profits. But again, you can't quite withdraw all of it, but it's still technically like with what you get paid out, you get all of it. And I think Funny Ticks does like a 90% split, so you keep 90% of what you get paid. So yeah, you keep 90, they get 10. I think there's probably a little bit of a cap. Like, again, typically prop firms, they'll let you take your first couple of payouts and not take any of it. You get like 100% of it. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, Take Profit Trader lets you take like daily payouts, which is really nice. Yeah, basically, it's a good barrier to entry for new traders who can't quite fund like a $5,000 or $10,000 account to trade futures. But again, that's even I'd recommend more than that. You probably would want a little bit more if you want to be really safe with your risk management. But with prop firms, you just need a couple $100 to kind of get started, and then you can have that increased leverage that you mentioned. And again, there's some rules that you got to follow, which isn't ideal. But yeah, if you just follow the rules and be consistent, then you can get paid thousands of dollars. It's a tightrope run where you got to carry as much gold across as possible. Yeah, that too. Basically, it's an opportunity to make a lot of money, but it is a bit of a tightrope. Just take as much and make as much as you can, but definitely not the easiest. So I said a trailing drawdown that'll get you, because even if you make like bunch of money, you still have this drawdown right behind you, which luckily a lot of accounts do. A lot of prop firms will basically get rid of the drawdown once you hit like a certain amount. Like once you make like $2,000, then that $2,000 drawdown will stay at that level. So then if you make $4,000, now you can risk $4,000 instead of two. But some firms, it just follows you forever, and it's kind of crazy. Feels like you're never actually making money, even though you are. Yeah, Proper is a different beast. What platform do you use? This is NinjaTrader. If you're talking about what prop firm, I use Funny Ticks right now. I'll trade other prop firms too, but I lost my Take Profit Trader account. I just haven't. I think I'm still a little salty about that situation from a couple weeks ago. So I've been a little hesitant to buy another one of their accounts. Do you teach? I don't teach technically, but I live stream every day, and I just talk about what I'm doing. I show what I'm doing. I don't hide it. So in that sense, I kind of teach, but mostly I'm just kind of here to hang out, but also just show people what I do and answer questions and just talk about trading. So I definitely can teach in ways. I just wouldn't say I'm a teacher. And I don't sell any sort of teaching or mentorship or anything like that. I just stream and kind of show people what I do. Run a 25K up and use my strat. Dude, I might have to. See if I can get some daily payouts with Take Profit Trader. Yeah, it's a very good risk to reward or ROI, because you either make thousands of dollars or you lose pocket change. Oh, yeah, we're definitely chopping. That's why we're kind of just chatting right now. I might have to. Also, that gives me an excuse to use Quant Tower, because as I was talking about, it's like I might need to use like more Quant Tower, and then I could just pull up another. I could put that up on Quant Tower instead of NinjaTrader, maybe. But that would make it harder to stream all my stuff. Ultimate Brad, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Today's really a rough day for me. I had some personal things going on that clouded my judgment. It happens, unfortunately. It does happen. But yeah, the key is to, don't trade on off days and live to trade another day. Even if you lose a little bit of money, tomorrow will probably be better. There's always more money to be made. Don't blow up your accounts. Don't give it all back today. It's always tomorrow. But yeah, that's true. If you blow up more than 24, like if you blow up 24 prop firm accounts, eventually it adds up. Which again, that is how prop firms make money, is by you spending 50 to 100 bucks 20 to 30 times, right? So it definitely could be a trap. Tomorrow me hates me because I'd be experimenting instead of sticking to systems. Exactly. I'm new to trading, just soaking it in. That's what you gotta do at first, to soak it in, watch the markets, be involved, keep learning. Yeah, tomorrow will be better, just gotta clear your head. That's true, 1,500 bucks. Trade personal account with micros. So low key for some people would definitely be better than prop firms because some people's strategies and just like their mentality, they probably couldn't handle the rules of prop firms. But for most people, it's a great opportunity with a very good barrier to entry. Yeah, definitely check out Funny Ticks if you're interested in a good prop firm with some of the better rules right now and some of the cheaper accounts with no activation fees once you get funded. Yeah, paper trading is basically free. Again, you technically have to pay for data, which is like $4 a month, but that's it. But I will say there is lessons to be learned trading real money or prop firm money that you can't quite learn trading paper, just because you have to get a little skin in the game to really know how your emotions are going to handle trading. Exactly, yeah. So that's where I would say like there's lessons to be learned that are going to cost money. And your goal is to keep those lessons as cheap as possible. You gotta get skin in the game at some point to learn how the emotions are different than paper trading. Because yeah, the risk of actually losing money, prop firm or real money, is a lot different than trading paper. So you do have to get skin in the game at some point, and that you probably are going to lose some money at first or at some point. The goal is just to keep those lessons cheap. Keep the first account that you blow as cheap as you can, because it's kind of inevitable for most traders. But that doesn't mean you can't paper trade to perfection and avoid losing or blowing up accounts. But that's only if you can really manage your emotions under pressure. $24 blown accounts is a cheap lesson. Relatively, I'd say yes, depending on the person. For some people, no. For some people, maybe. Maybe yes. What's the best way to decide what to trade on the daily? Or do you exclusively trade NQ? Personally, I exclusively trade NQ. I do watch ES to help support my bias of NQ, but I usually don't trade ES. I have before though, and I definitely wouldn't say I won't in the future. But ES is very similar to NQ. Besides some of like the risk and the volatility and a couple of different things. But I'd say I do try to stick to one. I find one thing that I like and I kind of stick to it so I can learn how it works, the ins and the outs, how much I need to risk, right? All the little things like that. It definitely could be advantageous though to trade other things and to diversify a little bit, because some days NQ just isn't going to do much. Like, obviously we did pretty well earlier today, but if we were just moving like this, you can't really trade this very well. So it would be nice if there was like something else to trade instead of NQ when this is happening. But at the same time, I definitely like to kind of stick around NQ. It's where I feel comfortable and confident. Cyber Torchy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We're getting real close to 500. Pretty crazy. We hit 400 yesterday, which is another kind of a milestone. So, kind of killing it. Thank you guys for all the support. So kind of shopping around though, unfortunately. Don't know if we're gonna get too many other opportunities today. You done for today? Kinda. I've got my eye out in case we do get like something good, but I mean you can see right here, this is Job City right here. We're not going anywhere. I mean even the RSI strat, at least on NQ, it ain't working. I mean, we're not even getting to the 60 or the 40 on the RSI. It definitely could. I could see the dump. I could see it. Especially kind of a pullback back to the 15-minute EMA. The green line, what's that mean? If you're talking about these, those are fair value gaps. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some more trades. I just don't know if we're going to get them. If you look at the 5-minute as well, I mean, this is untradeable. Typically, I'll look for setup on the 5-minute. I don't think we're going to get that today. So probably not going to trade on this account. And then this account, we already won twice. We're up just under 500. So probably don't want to give back that profit. And yeah, not really finding any other subs for my other accounts. So technically probably done for the day, to answer your question. Again, I might keep my eye out just to kind of see what's going on, see if anything changes. But I don't know if I'm going to force any trades if I don't have to. What propfirm are you using? Funding Ticks. It's the one top of the screen. 20% off right now. Use my code. I see now. Hello, thanks. Yeah. No, sorry. I don't mean to make it seem like an obvious thing that you shouldn't have missed, but yeah, they just did 50% off recently, which is killer. I got a new account just over the weekend as well. But yeah, no, $42 all in was a great deal. I think it's still pretty good. I have to double check their prices right now. Let's see, it's 50K. I think it's still pretty solid. Let's see, $85. $85 is like the lowest price. And then right now it's 20% off. But that's only if, wait, my math wrong. It's only 20% off if you're a recurring existing user. But if it's your first purchase, it's 35% off. So yeah, if you've bought from them before, you can get an all-in funded account for $68. Which is still one of the best deals in the market. For $68, you get the evaluation, and then you also get no activation fee. But yeah, new users it's 35% off. Maybe I should just change that because most people I think are new to Funny Ticks. So we'll just advertise. It's 35% off. If you know who they are, if you use them before, it's only 20. But if you're new, check them out. 35% off. I mean, yeah, you can still get an all-in funded account for $55 or like 56. Apex it's not the worst thing out there. I'll say that. I made some payouts from them last year. Never got denied a payout. Definitely can't really talk bad about them, but they definitely have a little bit more rules, which are not my favorite. Funny Takes, the rules are a lot more relaxed, and they have a way better dashboard with like journaling and a calendar with all your profit days and everything. It's really nice. Again, not to mention, you can get their cheapest account or cheapest 50K account. Actually, I guess their cheapest 50K is cheaper than their 25K. Interesting. But for $55 as a new customer, you can get 50K accounts with no activation fee. The customer support isn't the best. I haven't really had any issues, but also I haven't had any things to complain about. So I wouldn't really know. I haven't reached out to their customer support yet, which that's also a good thing. If you don't have to reach out to them in the first place, then that's a good start. Because it means there's not much to complain about. But I have heard from some people that it's not the best. But also, Take Profit Trader clearly is not the best. And despite them maybe not being the best, I imagine there's still a little bit of a dump now. They're still better than a lot of the competition out there. No activation is kind of crazy, TBH. That's what I'm saying. A lot of prop firms have activation fees, except for like Take Profit Trader. Because Apex is cheap. You can get like their 50K account for $30 or whatever, $35 when they have 80% off. But they have to pay $140 to activate it, or like $85 a month once you get to get funded, which is crazy. So like technically, after that you're almost in like $200 or like 170 once you get funded, which compared to $50-$60 with Funny Ticks, that's crazy. That's like a no-brainer. Why would you pick Apex when you could just pick Funny Ticks? I know it's not that simple, but I mean, yeah, at this point with Funny Ticks, or even Take Profit Trader, they have the like no fee 40 discount, which gets you like 40% off, and then it gives you no activation fee, which I think they have most of the time. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time they have that, which again, another pretty solid deal. Yeah, Apex, they might have cheap evals. And I think that's where they get people, is with the cheap evals. But once you get funded, the activation fee will kill you. You need like $100 just to activate your account. Crazy. So yeah, definitely check out Funding Ticks. Use my code, get the discounts, and help support the channel as well. No pressure though. I'm not selling anything else. No Discord, no course, anything like that. No paid mentorship. But if you use my code, it does help out. Give me a little support. And that's something that hopefully you buy anyways, or we're going to buy anyways, not just because of me. So you still get something you want, and I still get a little commission. Good deal in my opinion. Yeah, it looks like we're finally coming down now, away from the shop. I know, we're getting close to that. I actually might think about taking this potentially. If we hold the 90 MA on the 15 minute, I might be taking it. Might go long.
Order filled.
Alright, we'll try this. Try this long here. We're holding up the 90 MA on the 15 minute pretty well. We'll go for the 460 risk for the 600. See how she works out. If she does. We could keep dumping. Wasn't able to start trading this morning, but hey, you're making money, I see. Yeah, no, I caught two nice wins off like in the first 30 minutes. It was great. Another day with 2 wins. Just under $500 in profit. Cannot complain about that. So we're not really making the move up we were kind of hoping for. The sellers might be here after all. Definitely could hold this EMA still, but we might make a move a little lower still. Entry may have been a little early. We'll see though. Oh, here come the buyers. Say it might have been the move after all. Random little pop up, yeah. Oh, looks like it was a little short lived. Gonna hold him below this 90 MA on the 1 minute. But the 15 minute is still looking pretty solid. Still kind of holding this zone on the 15. So if we get a little pop up, that'd be beautiful. 50-60 has some random orders. That would explain it. Yeah, it might take us a sec to get through the 9 and the 21 EMA here. How would you best describe your strategy? Simply, LOL. I try my best. So this isn't my normal strategy, but I have been kind of trying it out. And it's literally just based off the, we'll go back to here. So 15 minute, obviously we have got some nice momentum to the upside. And then we came back and we got into this zone kind of near the 90 MA. And once we started rejecting and bouncing, that's when I got in. Right here. And just based off some strategies and different things, or testing, and kind of figured out the risk to kind of be about 460 and then 600. It's actually from TechFlu in the chat kind of gave me this strategy. Like, I haven't used it much, I've just been kind of trying it, but it seems to work pretty well. There's different ways to kind of manage it and like make it more advanced or more simple. But I mean, this is like the simplest way of doing it, and it's pretty solid. I mean, there's 30 points right there. Can't really complain about that. W's in the chat there. Yes, sir. So yeah, I might keep taking trades like that if I can see some good ones. Finally, this market's actually normal. Low key. Akram Jomha, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But to go back to the trades I typically take, to explain those simply if you're still around and curious. The trades I made my money on earlier, basically it's just based off like session highs and lows, which are usually pretty relevant when it comes to futures, especially NASDAQ. Basically, this was yesterday's, was it yesterday's low? Yeah, yesterday's low. And we closed below it with this nice big red candle, and then we came back up. You can see this wick just kind of tapped it, and we had a little bounce, and I made 250. Nice and easy, just a little scalp. And then same thing up here off the overnight highs. Lows above it, retest, little bounce. I mean, that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, I think. And then sometimes a similar idea, we'll get like a bear flag or a bull flag. I didn't take these though, but once we break through the highs from the previous candles of the flag, we'll get a little breakout. And yeah, that's about it. It's pretty simple. We're trading 15 EMA, I'm so proud. I know, I mean, it's working beautifully. I mean, look at that. I kind of waited for the confirmation though this time. You know, waited for that kind of bounce, which obviously didn't give me the greatest entry. You know, we kind of got in at the top of this green candle, but a little bit of consolidation, right? We took a sec to kind of decide what we want to do, and then we just pumped straight up. Could have held for longer, but again, I like to keep things simple sometimes, and for me, just to like lock in that 30 points, 600 bucks. Yeah, TP definitely could have been a little short, but 30 points is pretty killer in my opinion. I definitely could have done the scaling though, which I didn't do this time. Which on this trade would have worked nicely because we didn't pull back. Yesterday we pulled back and it was like a little bit of a loss, but today we just went straight up. I could have scaled in kind of right here somewhere. And yeah, I could have had my profit target kind of at the highs possibly. Yeah, this is how the momentum is supposed to trade. Yeah, no, this is kind of nice. Kind of nice. Very clean. That makes sense that it's supposed to do this. And that makes sense why the scaling would work more typically. Because yeah, obviously if we go up here and then pull back and then go up and then pull back, like it's hard to scale when we keep pulling back. But with a little bit of nice momentum like this, and we just kind of push up and then pull back later, that's where there's some good opportunity to make some money. Elenos, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, I might have to get one of those 25k accounts and do this a little bit more often. Try the scaling stuff. Or maybe I'll just get like a 50k and just kind of keep doing this. Keep it simple. Because as much as I want, I don't mind the idea of the 25k on take profit trader. But also, correct me if I'm wrong, that's still like 90 bucks for a 25k account. And I can get like a funny ticks 50k for like 68 bucks with no activation fee. So I might just try it on that just because it's cheaper. And then I have more risk as well. Daily payouts is nice with no activation. But yeah, I could save like 20 to 30 bucks, which isn't a big deal at the end of the day, but funny ticks would save me 20 to 30 bucks and give me a 50k instead of 25k. But I will say the nice thing about the 25k, to agree with you, is the targets are better. Your profit target is 1500 and your drawdown is 1500. So it's 1-to-1. Or typically 50k is 3000 target, 2000 drawdown. So it's not 1-to-1. Yeah, that is the point, that you don't need a 50k. But for me, the only reason to get 25k would be to spend less money. So the fact that Funny takes 50k is cheaper than Take Profit Trader 25k, that's where I just have to weigh how valuable I consider the daily payouts. Because I don't mind like being patient and waiting a couple weeks to get a payout personally, but I know for some people daily payouts is a big selling point. That's true, make money faster, so definitely, yeah. An investment for getting paid faster, for sure. And like I said, the 1-to-1 risk does make it a little more appealing as well. Because 1500 for 1500, it's better than 2000 for 3000. Trader. LIHC, thank you for the follow. Man, I might have to try it though. Might have to try it. That's how I got my payouts on Apex before they changed the rules. It was only a 1500 target. Oh, really? Yeah, no, the ratio much better for your like how much you're risking per trade and everything. Because even if you're like trying to pass in one day, which obviously I don't recommend unless you have money to blow. But if you're trying to pass in one day, you literally just throw on a trade and you either lose 1,500 or make 1,500. It's a lot better than trying to make 3,000 when you can only lose 2,000. Then after you get past that, you have a high buffer. That's true. You get kind of past the buffer a little quicker. I'll definitely be considering that. Take Profit Trader definitely. Besides their customer support, they haven't given me any reason to have a problem with them. How hard is it to get funded with funding ticks? I've heard people talk about other firms being tough. I'd say right now they're one of the easiest. And that's not just because I am like affiliated with them. You just have to trade 3 days minimum, but you can trade as many days as you want. Obviously the goal is to pass within a month because then you don't have to pay the fee again. Because it's like, it's not just 50 bucks, it's 50 bucks every month. Or 55 if you buy like for their cheapest account with the 35% off. So obviously the goal is to pass within a month, but that's plenty of time in my opinion. But most prop firms you have to make $3,000 to pass and get funded. Funding ticks you only need $2,500. So $500 less than all the other firms out right now with the 50K accounts. Anyways. Oh yeah, bet on it guy. He's explaining it pretty well. So yeah, one of the easier prop firms to get funded on right now, and cheaper as well. That might change as they grow more, but right now, because they're a little newer, even though they've been around for a year, so they have enough time to be reputable, but they're still relatively newer. And I'm sure over time they'll be less competitive and they might change their stuff a little bit. But right now they're still very competitive and they're better than everyone else, I would say. Do you think it'll go down? Yeah, we're going down last couple days, so it makes sense. And yeah, no activation fee on funding ticks if you use my discount code or any discount code. But preferably mine. Just kidding. Yeah, you can copy trade 6 accounts as well. I thought it was 5, but maybe it is 6 now. That's kind of dope though if it is 6. Yeah, 35% off for new users, 20% off for existing users. The cheapest account right now is $55 with the 35% off. It's like 68, I think, with the 20. So, one of the cheapest accounts still out there right now. And no activation fees once you get funded. So yeah, one of the best all-in funded deals right now that you can get. Some of the best rules you can get as well for prop firms. Yeah, you only need 5 profit days of $150 each to get a payout after you get over the $2,000 profit buffer. So you only need to make $2,000 once you get funded and have 5 profit days, which obviously if you're up $2,000, you're probably have your 5 days of $150. But yeah, that TPT 1500 buffer is pretty nice as well. Might have to give that one a try. I think there is. Hold on, I want to say there is, but I don't remember. Most prop firms have a consistency rule, just because they don't want you making too much money in one day. But I still think it's one of the better consistency rules. Like, I think it's like 50% or something, or a 40. So you can like I think you can still make almost $1,000 in a day. And you're not going to break any rules. But let me double check. They do have the 40% once you're funded. No, 40% in the evaluation or the test. But bet on a guy saying not in the funded, so it looks like probably not. I'm assuming he's right. Yeah, make as much as you want funded. Until I see otherwise, I'm going to trust him on that. You just have to get like the 5 days of profit. So that's kind of a consistency rule, but there's no like maximum that you can make, it sounds like. So pretty nice chat. Pretty nice, definitely. Check them out, use my code. 35% off, one of the best deals right now. Yeah, 40% consistency on the eval. That's still not too hard again, I think. Because if you're trying to make $2,500, 40% of that is 1,000. So you still can make almost 1,000 a day. And not break the rule. Jonathan, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Yeah, end of day trailing drawdown as well, which is a lot better than intraday live trailing drawdown. So if you make over that, you fail the valuation? No, you do not. You just have to make more money. So you just have, your consistency score has to be 40%. So basically, if you make more than 1,000, let's say you had a $1,500 profit day. So that, you just divide that by 40%. And that's how much profit you now have to make, if that makes sense. So instead of 2,500, you now would have to make, basically, your largest day just has to be 40% of your max profit, or like your profit once you pass, if that makes sense. Yeah, so if I did my math correctly, instead of making 2,500, you just have to make 3,750. Or if you made like $1,200 in a single day, you then have to get $3,000 in profit to pass instead of 2,500. So that's just how it works. You don't fail, you just have to make more money. Which, yeah, consistency rules aren't obviously the most ideal, but most prop firms have them. And you kind of just have to learn how to get around them. That's how they make money, because it forces people not to just gamble and like get free funded accounts, basically. Which I understand, but it does suck a little bit. But technically, if you're a consistent, responsible trader, you don't really need to make more than $1,000 in a day anyways. All you need is 750. Or like, what is it, like, let me do the math. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to pass the account with the 3 minimum days, all you need is $833 a day to pass in 3 days. So you could do like 850, you could even do 900. Jake, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But yes, there's always risk of losing money when trading, unless you're literally trading like paper demo account. But yeah, I like to assume like my stop loss is basically like how much money I lost in the trade. Like that's the risk you're putting on. So every time you enter a trade, you basically like you've lost money, and then the goal is to hopefully make it back. But you shouldn't enter a trade if you're not okay with the loss. Buy low, sell high, it's easy. Exactly. Kobe knows what he's talking about. I was aiming for 1K because I need to make that to even feel like trading is worth the time, TVH. That's fair though. That's fair. But hey, you can still make just about 1K on funding ticks. Or you can make 1200. You just have to hit 3000 for your profit target instead of 2500. Which again, that's like other firms anyways. So most firms are 3000. So technically you could go for 1200 and you'd be chilling. If you really wanted to. $500 a day is 10K a month, exactly, which is more than most people make. How do you actually be profitable trading, and how do you know what trades to make specifically? That right there is the question every trader is trying to figure out. But also, to keep it simple, you just got to be consistent. You got to find the style of trading that works for you. Because there's many different strategies. Some work better than others. Some work very well. Some don't work the best. But also, it's just different styles. Like for you, you might not be a fan of a style that someone else likes or that works for someone else. And vice versa, right? Like my style might not work for you. Someone else's style might not work for someone else, right? Your style might not work for me. But you figure out your style, what you like, what works for you. And then you just got to be consistent. You just got to keep doing the same thing. Adapt, learn, keep learning. And obviously, don't let the emotions take the better of you or get the better of you. Because that's where a lot of traders fail is they let their emotions get the best of them and they start blowing up accounts because they think they're the best trader in the world when they're not, and they don't know when to quit for like the day. Risk management is one of the biggest parts of trading. I think I've gotten more out of this live than any other I've watched. Hey, well, I appreciate it. But also, we got a lot of smart people in chat as well. So good little community we got kind of going on right now. This is some good stuff. Glad you are learning and enjoying. As a noob, it's been good info. Glad it is. Glad we've been able to help a little bit. I feel like I learn new things every day in here too. I'm sorry with the questions though. I'm just trying to get into trading. I'm just trying to do my research, you know. No, yeah, like you just said, bring all the questions. Like, I don't mind answering them. That's what this is for. Like, trade, answer questions, talk to each other. Trading can be a very, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. It can be very lonely. Because for a lot of us, you know, we don't get a lot of support necessarily from like friends or family just because they don't understand it. And it's nice to find other people in the community who are also learning, and we can learn from each other and support each other. Ask questions, right? Like I'm not a mentor by definition, but I'd love to like show people what I've learned and help them on their journey. I think a lot of people in chat are happy to do that as well. We need an army to take on these market makers. Exactly. That's the main goal here is we build an army. We've built an army and we take out the institutional traders and the market makers. Eventually we'll rise up and we'll win. Or something like that. It's like District 13 versus the Capitol. Exactly. Right now we're District 13. And the market makers, they're the Capitol. How much would that trade have been if you follow my strat to the T? Probably a lot. Because I mean, even let's see, if I got in at the same spot, just below 75. I mean, even just like without scaling, if I just kind of held more, it would have been up like 1200 almost. But yeah, no, if I scaled in here, maybe even up here somewhere, if I got through the chop, I mean, we'd be up, yeah, at least 2K, maybe more. Exit would have been 70 on the RSI. Oh yeah, let me check that. So it looks like it would have just been just barely. Or actually maybe I like the top of this candle. So around the, we'll say at the 60, that's 760. So that would have been almost 100 points. 90 points. So yeah, it would have been up like 90 points from the original entry, and that's not including any other contracts scaled in. So not too shabby. Yeah, this would have been the perfect trade for that. And there's no... What are the consistency rules on Take Profit Trader? Or is there none? Yeah, I've got some other charts up. I have TradingView open. Let's try to check a couple of other things that I just can't fit all onto here. 50% on the eval, none in the funded. So that's not too bad. So that means I can only make, what, like 750 on the first day on the eval. But then once I get funded, I can make like 3-4K in a day. That'd be pretty sick, not gonna lie. Can you start with $0? You can start practicing in paper trading for $0. You just need to get like a free trial for paper trading on like TradingView or NinjaTrader. But then like I think it's only like $4 a month to pay for like the data and keep practicing if you wanted to. So relatively free, but not quite completely free. But usually you can get like a 7-day free trial on most trading platforms. That's why I do TBT, because making 1K and not getting access to that would make me bang my head against a wall. Nice, yeah, that's valid. No, Funding Ticks doesn't have any consistency rules when you're funded as well, so also quite nice once you get funded, obviously. But yeah, Take Profit Share definitely. Oh wait, no, but you're saying like access to it, like to get paid after making $1,000, like with the daily payouts. That makes sense. That makes more sense. Because yeah, if you have a big day of like 3-4K, like today, potentially, get those payouts. That's what it's all about. Can't make 10K in a day though, or they'll move you to a live account. Yeah, we definitely wouldn't want that. We want to take advantage of them in the most appropriate way possible. We want to take advantage of them in the sim-funded environment. We don't want to go live, chat. So 9,990. Yes, that's the goal right there. Is that really where the cutoff is? Did they have it on their website? $10,000 in a day, and they'll move you to live. That's crazy, but also, I guess that makes sense. James Barrett, thank you for the follow. JB, thank you for the follow as well. It'll auto move you? Oh, dang. Yeah, live account's not terrible either. It's just you can't take advantage of it quite as much as sim funded. But yeah, why deal with worse fills? That's like the big thing. Daily payouts on funding ticks? No, unfortunately, funding ticks doesn't have daily payouts, but Take Profit Trader does. But you still can take a payout every 5 days. So you just need to trade 5 days with over $150 in profit, and then you can take a payout. But you do have to be over the $2,000 buffer. So you make $2,000, and then you can start taking payouts every 5 days. So like once a week, basically. Honey Bunches, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Yeah, Funny Ticks has an end of day trailing option in the funded. That's where Take Profit Share, I think they have the live trailing drawdown, so that's one drawdown with them. So yeah, Funny Ticks, not quite daily payouts, but weekly payouts, still pretty nice, I would say. But yeah, Take Profit Trader definitely has its pros and cons, same with Funny Ticks. That's why it's nice kind of to diversify a little bit and have a little bit of both, I think. But I agree as well. Learning on intraday is better. It definitely teaches you more discipline to lock in profits and build consistency over time instead of letting a trade run up $1,000 and then letting it go back to your stop loss. Because that's just, with intraday, it's stupid. With end of day, it's not, not the end of the world, not that big of a deal. But with intraday, it's like a waste. End of day is definitely more advantageous for sure. Is there a payout cap per 5 days? I think so. It might be like $1,000 or $2,000. Yeah, I learned on intraday as well. I started with it. Actually, I technically started with Top Step, but I got my first payouts on Apex with intraday, so I think that it did help me in my trading improve. Yeah, 1K for the 50K accounts. If you choose the 1K option, I think you can choose the 5K reward cap option. It just costs more money. Up to 5K, but press up to 60% of your balance. Yeah, that's really nice. Gio, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Bunch of new followers this stream. We're up 20 so far. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'm really close to 500 now as well. But yeah, I might have to try your strat on the 15-minute EMA strat. I might still practice it because I still need to work on like the scaling just so I can like really get it down so it's not like I don't have to think about it as much. Today would have been a good day. Oh man, I'm surprised you took that trade on the account. Yeah, I can see why you're surprised, but also like it's something where like I do trust the idea of the 15-minute EMA, and like I've seen it work enough that like I know if I get in and I just keep my risk like $400 or $500, the chance of me getting 30 points is not too unreasonable. Like it's happened a couple times before. But I still am a little new to the whole risk idea. So that's where the scaling, that's what I meant, the scaling risk. That's where that's still a little bit new to me. But as far as just like putting on trade, having a stop loss at the lows, and then like a 30-point profit target, I mean, it's pretty easy. Especially, yeah, it's like we got that EMA down here and it's holding up nicely. It's not too different from other strategies I've done before. It's a butter, like literally working that cleanly is crazy. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We had a little bit of drawdown here for a second, but then we just kind of went straight up really cleanly. But yeah, no, I'll have to practice the scaling to kind of dial that in. And then I might try it on 25K account. We'll see. First thing I said when I first joined this live, you have EMAs, so moment trading should make sense. Exactly. I've already got the EMAs just on lower time frames, basically. So I already kind of know a little bit kind of how it reacts. And like once I see a little bit of the momentum and reactions, it kind of makes sense to me. Kind of works. Because even with like the other trades I took earlier, it's still similar. Like I kind of wait for a close, and depending on the close, I don't take the trade. So it's kind of based off a little bit of momentum. I mean, I do put a limit order down there just because I want like that perfect entry. But sometimes I will wait for like a reaction off of it, and then I'll get in like here and go for a little scalp. So I've gotten pretty good at kind of reading the reactions a little bit. Because even yesterday when I had there was that one trade that was like a loss. And I think I wouldn't have taken it based off like just me watching and reading the momentum a little bit. But I still took it on practice just to like see how it worked out. But I would have waited kind of like this. Like I'd wait for this to kind of get back up and kind of give me a little bit of a confirmation up here to then push up after holding the 9 EMA, just as an example. But I don't typically trade like that, just purely off the EMAs on the 1 minute. But the 15 minute seems to be pretty solid. Well, funny ticks just let you upgrade to the bigger account, or do you have to re-eval? So if you want like a technically bigger account, I think you have to just re-eval. But as you build your account balance, your drawdown gets bigger anyways. So like the account size doesn't really matter. Like if I were to make $6,000, I now have $6,000 of drawdown. So there's not really a point to upgrade to the 100K account because like you just, as you make more money, you have more drawdown. And you can slowly build up your account as you make payouts, or you could like wait to get payouts and just build up your drawdown, depending on how you want to trade. You can only withdraw 1K at a time / week. That is true, I think, in the beginning. But I think that might only apply to the first couple of payouts. I'd have to verify. Let me search up like payouts on the website so I can get the accurate information. But yeah, most accounts, you do have a $5,000 cap. The only one that has a $1,000 cap is the 50K account with the 1K reward cap option. And that's just because it's one of the cheapest accounts out there. Again, it's $55 if you're new. So it's cheaper. But if you just got the account with the bigger reward cap, then you can get up to $5,000 per payout. per week on the 25K account and the 100K account, and the other 50K account option. But yeah, they have two types of 50K accounts to choose from. So basically, right, if you're a newer trader, the 1,000 cap probably won't even affect you too much. But if you pay a little bit more money, you get the other account which has the $5,000 cap. And it's the same across the 100K, 50K, and 25K. It's all 5,000. I'm looking at it right now. But also, one way to scale is to just buy more accounts. Because I think someone said, yeah, I can have 6 accounts. I thought it was 5, but we'll say it's 6 because I'll assume he was correct. But basically, once you get one of your accounts up into profit and you start making money, just buy another account, do the same thing. And eventually you'll have 5 or 6 accounts and you can request, you know, even if your cap's $1,000, that's still like $6,000 a week, which is a lot of money. $24,000 a month. But yeah, even if you buy more accounts and get larger accounts, I mean, if you get the 5K recap on new accounts, all of a sudden you're making, what, like 25K a week? I recommend scaling up by getting larger accounts. Yeah, once you start getting into it, definitely not a bad idea to get some bigger accounts. What are you trading? NQ futures. NASDAQ. Yeah, same numbers. Higher contract account. Or higher contract amount, I'm guessing. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The Take Profit Trader has up to 150K account. The rules, I mean, the ratio is a little skewed though, because your profit target's 9,000 and your drawdown's only 4,500. So it's a lot worse than the 25K account, but still not too bad. Yeah, exactly. The risk per account is backwards. So you gotta gradually increase it. Exactly. That's where prop firms are tricky. And they kind of will get traders. It's like, oh, you can buy this more expensive account for, you can get the 150K account, which is bigger and better, but you have to make 3 times as much money or more. But your drawdown it's not 3 times. Like your drawdown on the 50K account is $2,000. It's only $4,500 on the 150K account. So yeah, drawdown goes down, profit target goes up, contracts go up. So it's almost like this illusion of like you have more money or can like trade more. Because technically you can. Technically, yeah, you can make $2,000-$3,000 in a day a lot easier. But also, the ratio is not as good. Yeah, 9K, that's the take profit traders. 9K profit target and 4,500 stop. I will say that's the nice thing about the 150K account on Tradeify with their Lightning funded. It's a little more expensive, obviously, because it's straight to funded. But the 150K account, the drawdown is $6,000, which for a 150K account is obviously really good. That's $1,500 more than like other prop firms. You do have a 20% consistency rule though, so you do have to like, obviously, yeah, 6K. No, it's really good. I was trading those earlier this year, and yeah, you got a full 6K. You still have to make $9,000 before you can get a payout. But I think you can get like a payout of $3,000, which is pretty solid. I'll definitely probably get more of those in the future, but they're expensive. They're like $500 per account. But they're straight to funded, so you skip the evaluation phase. Still not bad. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Earlier this year, I had a little bit more extra money. So yeah, I just bought like a couple of those. Unfortunately, didn't get a payout. I got unlucky. I got real unlucky. I literally got up to $5,000 in profit, or maybe like 6. So like I was pretty close to like the amount that I needed to take a payout. But yeah, the drawdown just gets you because like it's 6,000, which is nice, but like trading just got kind of rough, and I can't remember exactly what happened. But yeah, straight to funded. It's like $500 for the 150K. Is NQ gonna break 25,600 today? I mean, we already did. We might break it again if we go back down. Long? I don't know. This is looking kind of short to me. I made a good attempt since like June and fixing my strat. Yeah, I gotta always adapt and overcome, right? Improvise, adapt, overcome. Now, yeah, I had like some good trading in like March or like February, but then like April, that's when a lot of the tariff stuff came out. I just like either couldn't trade or had break-even days, or I would take a couple losses and then just made some mistakes, which happens as well. Got unlucky with those accounts. One candlestick at a time. That's right. That's right. Shorts are looking kind of nice though. Kind of got some reversal price action looking here. Could be making our way back down. Might even get like a 15-minute inverse here. I did kind of miss the 5-minute inverse I will typically go for right here. But it was only 21 points of risk. And the ATR is a bit low. So I definitely wasn't as tempting as normal. Just with some of those things in mind. But it looks like we would have hit the profit target. The 1-to-1 anyways. So I could have just sized up, I guess, but what can you do? Yeah, it looks like we want to make our way down, potentially. I'm confused when it comes to stop loss and take profit on this. What do you mean? How are you confused? Like how to set it up? It depends on the trading platform, but I can show you on a practice account just so you can like visualize it.
Order filled.
But basically, I just have like what's called like an ATM where you enter short. Depending on the setup, I might. I would definitely wait for some confirmation, like a bear flag or something, or support off these EMAs, a little pullback. But I'd say we're trending down, which would give me a little bit bias for the short. So does it depend if you're going to do a long or short? Kinda. Basically, on NinjaTrader they have ATM orders that you can set up, which then give you a profit target and a stop loss, and then you can just drag them or click it and put wherever you want. This trade's actually kind of working out. It's funny when that happens, when you just like throw on a trade for fun. We are at the 5-minute EMA, so it is technically a decent spot for a buy. But that's funny. But yeah, you get in a trade, put it where you want. And then same with like a short.
Filled.
If I were to like sell,
filled.
it's just like the opposite. So you just have to like set up the strategy on NinjaTrader, and it kind of sets it up for you. And then you can just like adjust it however you want. But some platforms, you can get in a trade and then you can just like add your stop loss after. That's the one thing about NinjaTrader. It's not my favorite. Is if you get in a trade without a stop, like without
order filled,
a profit target or stop loss, you can't really add one. Like there's no way to add it after you get in. So you're kind of just stuck, and then you just have to like
order submitted,
add like a buy limit or whatever to like
order
the top
submitted.
and the bottom, which still works to exit the order, but definitely doesn't look as nice.
Order filled.
Let's see, negative 2,700, 1,300, negative. This is my P&L in May, like 1 to 2 trades a day. I like 1 to 2 trades a day as well, typically. Sometimes I take a little bit more on these like scalping trades, but like one like this, you only need like 1 a day. Or even like the 5-minute ones I take, 1 a day is like all you need. Actually might get a 5-minute bull flag. But that's pretty good for me. I'm assuming that's like not one of your best months. I have to pull out the calculator to actually see how much that is. I'm not good with math like that on the spot, but I can see that there's a lot more positives than negatives. Up to 47K last month, but this week has been rough. Dang, 47K, that's impressive right there. I'm still not quite at that yet, but one day. That's the goal. That was me doing the bare minimum, trying to get the strategy perfected. I like it. That's still pretty solid even for bare minimum. And yeah, once you like refine it and stuff, it just gets even better, I imagine. Miss Shina Torres, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Paulo Silva, I think, with the follow as well, and Ricardo Montalvan. I hopefully I didn't say that too terribly wrong. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Missed out on all the longs today. Dang it. I caught a couple of them. Nice 30 points right here. Almost caught the bottom here. But that's true. If I did take bottom of the EMA there in the zone and scaled up, would have been a really good entry. I showed my friend my strat June. He seen me make 1K and still decided he didn't want to use my strat. I think you mentioned this before, but yeah, he wanted to trade or wanted to figure out trading on his own. Then it rained for 1 to 2 weeks straight, and I said, I don't even like trading. This is much to be this annoyed. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I understand, like, sometimes, like, you want a little bit of, like, independency, and you want to, like, figure things out yourself. But if my friend was making $1,000 or more, just, like, clicking buttons on the computer, I don't see why I wouldn't want to be doing the same thing. I'd be like, bro, like, teach me the ways. Like, I just do exactly what he's doing if it's working, I imagine. Or said he wanted to learn order flow or some PS. I was like, nah, I'm done. Some people stuff. Yeah, I don't know why, but order flow definitely is like really popular. Or just like appealing to like new traders especially. I guess there's just like that illusion that like they can see the orders and know what's gonna happen. Maybe. And like I know there's ways to trade it that are nice and work. But no, yeah, just buy, sell, or sell low, buy high, bro. Exactly. That's all you gotta do. And like momentum, just makes more sense to me, you know. Trade with the momentum, with the trend, take advantage of it, and like every now and then maybe get like a reversal or something. Again, I've got some other ways to trade and look at the market, but and that's not to say order flow doesn't work. But some people do like to overcomplicate things, I think. Five-minute bull flag could be breaking here soon. Holding the 5-minute EMA as well. It's not a bad setup. It's actually kind of tempting. I just don't have any accounts that I really want to give back profit on if it's not going to work. ATR is dropping a bit too. We're down to a 10, so not the best environment for my trading. I showed him my option and prop strap, bro. Said, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. He pulled a Miles Morales on you. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. was even gonna pass the propfirm and leave the buffer in there so you can make money ASAP. Dang, what a deal. What a deal. Yeah. No offense to him, but man, like what is he doing? He changed his password and said, nah. That's crazy. Do you know if he's still trading, like, on his own, or did he, like, give up? Because, I mean, to be fair, or to give him the benefit of the doubt, if he did do his own thing and it's working, good for him. But if he turned down your help and isn't making money, then that's kind of unfortunate. No clue I stopped talking about trading with him at this point. Or at that point. Yeah, that makes sense. I probably would have done the same thing if he kind of turned down my advice and did his own thing. It's like, alright, good luck. Time flies when you're trading. It definitely does. I mean, yeah, we're already almost 3 hours into the stream. Every day just goes by too quick sometimes. Yeah, it takes a lot of time to learn trading. Most people it takes years. I mean, I'm 2.5 years in, and I feel like I've got a grasp on things, and like I've made payouts and everything. But like, I'm still trying to figure things out and be like really consistent. He said I'm fine with that. Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, what's going on? You want to waste years of learning when with the right mentor, you could literally save years of problems and trial and error. Like, if I had a mentor, like, would have been a much quicker journey. Potentially. Obviously, there's still a lot of trial by fire, right? You gotta put some skin in the game and actually trade beyond what people teach you. But having someone there to like walk you through it and help you through the tough parts, imagine it would make it so much easier. Took me 2 years to become profitable. I've heard that's typically like a good time frame for most people. Yeah, I was basically profitable last year, so I would have been about just over a year in. But then since then, my market's been a little weird. I've had to adapt, and it's been a little slower. I had to take a little step back, kind of like you, with some of my strategies and different things. But I'd say mostly profitable. My win rate's still pretty good, even though sometimes I do get emotional and blow accounts. But that hasn't happened in a while, so. I'd say similar time. We'll say on average, we'll say about 2 years for me as well. I think I've blown over 200 funded though. Jeez, yeah. Again, you gotta kind of trial by fire sometimes, but also definitely smart to stay in the paper trading and learn as much as you can before getting straight into funded. But yeah, I'm still not quite at the spot where I'd say I'm 100% a profitable trader. Because I mean, who can really say that? I mean, even the in quotation pros, you know, blow up accounts sometimes, especially if they're over leveraging. That was my biggest issue earlier this year, is I was a little too confident with my trading because I did so well last year that I traded too much size. So I just didn't give myself a lot of room to like have a drawdown. So if I made one mistake or lost a trade unexpectedly,
then, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but yeah, basically just over leveraged. I was trading like 50K accounts, and I was risking almost $1,000 per trade. So like when it worked, but when it didn't work, I would basically like blow my account in like 2 days. I have no clue how long it took me. I developed my system and didn't feel it was fast enough. I got bored and depressed. Create a conditional order that's what just make money. There you go. There you go. Oh, there's a little pop, a little break to the highs for the bull flag, I guess. This must be a level from the other day that I didn't delete. Worked on full automation and speeding up how fast one can get rich. Ideally, I wanted to pass my stuff on to someone to do a profit split and quit trading for good. Oh dang, so you really got into it. Since you don't like trading. It's not bad though, because I think trading is definitely not for everyone. And even if you can like make money doing it, it's like if I don't want to do it, it's kind of nice like to think about that, like get your system down, automate it, or even not, and just like kind of pass it on to someone else and kind of make money, find a way to make money from it still, even though you don't have to actually use it and trade. Finally hit TP, let's go. Yes sir, it's going crazy. I know, a little bit of volatility there. It's kind of slowing down again though. ATR is still just, it's a 10, it's getting pretty low. Might have to call it a day. Looks like it's about the time for lunchtime. Time for lunch, basically. Market's gonna slow down here in a sec. Actually, kind of already has. But yeah, lunchtime chop, consolidation, and just gotta go get some food as well. So probably gonna call it a day. Really good day trading. Another day with 2 nice wins on my first account, and then got that nice, I saw 30-pointer here off the 15-minute EMA. So great day, good stream as well. 25 new followers, a bunch of new people in the chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys have been enjoying. If you are new and haven't followed yet, definitely feel free to follow. And I'll be back again tomorrow if you want to see more of my streams. I'm also live on YouTube if you want to check out my YouTube channel. BangerTrades on YouTube. Definitely check it out. And I mean, yeah, feel free to watch there as well. Or watch there instead if you like YouTube over TikTok. Either way, it doesn't make a difference to me. Yeah, I appreciate the support. Thank you for the follow, Golden. Hope to see you guys again. And check out Funny Ticks as well. 35% off. New customers, 20% off existing customers. So check them out. One of the best deals in the propfirm space right now for some of the cheaper accounts. No activation fee, good rules. Check them out. Use my code BANG. Help support the channel. I get a little kickback, a little commission. Nothing too crazy though. But appreciate you guys and all the support and the good stream today. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Hope to see you guys again. Peace out, everybody.